Hello everyone, Xanaro Gaming coming at y'all with another video, and in today's video we are talking Digimon. Now I want to go over the most recent set, which is Cybereden, and just give you all kind of a rundown on what a lot of the singles are happening for this particular set. Now, one thing to note for this set is that if you don't hit alt arts, and very specific alt arts, you may get, screwed over on your box, right? But looking at this, I have all rarities priced from high to low on here. This is going to be a pretty generic video. I'm going to go through everything and some things, not everything all together, but I just want to have a nice vague sense to give everyone some kind of idea about what's going on in the set. Nokia Shiramine is the most expensive card from the set at the moment, with a market price at $319. All other SPs are, under that price by a big shot. Amy Iba coming in clutch at a market price of $288. Arata Sonata coming in below that, right? There's a big drop off between Nokia and Amy Iba. Those two are the two big hits that you want to get. And from then on, there's another set of SPs that are also really high. The Arata Sonata being $189.96. The Yuko Kamishiro market price being $178, and the Kyoko Karime being $173. Now, these three do hold really high value as well, too. If you hit one of these in your case, you won't be upset. But then we have to talk about Yugo Kamishiro. This is the one SP that if you hit in your case, you may be a little upset about it because it is not even $100 for an SP. But in this set, that is still a pretty good price for an SP. We've really spoiled in this set for so many good SPs, when if we take a look at some other different sets in the card game, the SPs don't hold value quite like these do. These Tamers are going to be the premier SP set here. People are going to be chasing these cards. Tamers are beloved in the Digimon trading card game, and that is why this set has so much high-end value in it. But with that being said, a lot of people are opening this set to get these cards out of them, which means that outside of alt arts, you can see here on the list, I have everything in order here, going down through. The first card that you can find that is not an alt art that has any value on the first page is going to be both your secret rares. And both of the secret rares being under $20 is not what you want to see in a Digimon set. Secret rares are the cards that usually keep a set staying at a pretty decently high value, and with both of the secret rares being at around $13 to $15, that's not a good sign for the set as much. It does mean that a lot of people are opening them up. So if you need these cards, it's good for a playing aspect, like people who want to play the game and play with the cards, but in a sense of like collector value, right? Or trying to get value on your boxes, having both the secret rares be under $20 is not a good sign on that. But if you are just chasing the cards and want to play, then it is good for that. There are some alt arts that are below these, which is not great for people who pull them. The Arimon, Leopardmon Ace, and the Yugo alt art, if you pull those in your boxes, you are definitely losing out on it. But there are some really good cards here. There are multiple cards that are over $30, and I think a set that has at least a couple alt arts that are $30 is pretty healthy. And we have Dianamon at $33, Kyoko Karime at $33, Sayo alt art $35, Mirei Mikigura at $40, Animon at $48, and Nokia at $49. So some pretty high-end values. These boxes are, hit or miss, right? You can go on the high end. Both your alt arts could be a Nokia and Omnimon, right? Which would be insane. And you could pull like the Mirei, living the dream. But just having so many cards above that $30 range, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? That means that you do have some pretty good cards. Now, I'm going over a lot of these cards, and just to state, I do recommend you buy these boxes because it is such a good value. There are so many good cards. This is going to be a really key set going forward in the meta of the Digimon trading card game, right? Like, all these Tamers are going to be big time Tamers for everything they support for the Cybereden stuff outside of this, right? So you're going to want to have these cards, and there are some good chase cards in it. But I would definitely recommend picking these boxes up. There are amazing alt arts in it, and I want to go down through and now touch on what I usually do, which are what are some of the base super rares and what kind of value you can get from there, right? Because those are the cards you're going to get the most of. Alt arts are not always something you can predict, and that can be very variable, but your super rares are where it's going to be. And considering to be having to go to the second page on this, and not see our first super rare is not a great sign. But like I said, all of the alt arts are decent. Even if you swing and miss down here, you get a secret rare and 2 of these alt arts, like the Nia Bootmon being 16 or the Amy Aiba being 18. That's still not bad. There's a lot of hits that you can get. I just think that a lot of people get salty thinking about the high end of boxes as opposed to the low ends. But even on the low end here, as long as you're not in the, you know, Leopardmon Ace, Yugo range for your alt arts, everything else I feel like you should be pretty happy with, right? So, going to page 2, let's see if we can find the first super rare, and we definitely do, right? We have Yuko Kami Shiro is the highest super rare at the moment at a base value of $8 market price and 56 cents, which is really solid, right? She is going to be very, very important in a lot of different decks. Any deck that uses the CS trait is going to usually want to run her because she is so good letting you get that redirect. She does let you set your memory. She is going to be played big time in the new Blackwood Greymon stuff coming out. If no one has paid attention to the channel, that is my favorite Digimon. I am so excited for Blackwood Greymon, and I do think that Yuko and her brother are going to be putting in a lot of work with the new Blackwood Greymon support coming out. Coming down through the next super rare is going to be Nokia Shiramine at $7.75, which is pretty nice value for both of these tamers. To say so high is really, really good. And this is the tamer set, right? So you want these super rares to stay above $5, and that is where they're staying at, which is really, really good. Coming into third place for the base super rare is going to be Arata Sonata at a market price of $6.59. These 3 being the 3 tamers that are in probably the strongest decks, right? The strongest decks that you can build from the set are based around these 3 tamers. Now, I do believe that the, you know, the Mother Eater deck is really, really strong too, but the Akimi Pseudo being an uncommon is going to make him be a little bit cheaper than these S super rares, right? Coming into 4th place is going to be Omnimon with $4.45. Now, this Omnimon is really, really good, but I think the reason that this Omnimon is not holding such a high value is that in all the Omnimon lists, a lot of people are still wanting to run the Omnimon that we just gotten recently, the Omnimon Alter, in their decks as opposed to this Omnimon. I have seen some lists running at least 1 copy of this card, but for the most part, it's not the most optimal Omnimon, but it is really, really cool. And of course, it's her Omnimon, right? Which is really, really cool. Coming into 5th place for the super rare is going to be Amy Aiba, and this is where we're starting to drop off just a little bit. Her being $3.66, not being quite $5 or pushing the $5 range, which Omnimon is on the cusp of it, but that's not bad to have 4 different super rares be at about $5 and then have some drop off there. If you pull all 4 of those in your set, in your box, you're at the 25 plus range, which isn't bad, right? Amy Aiba going to be the really generic card that is going to be, you know, supporting the CS cards. I think that you buy these now and a lot of them while you can, before more support for, you know, the CS stuff comes out, because she is going to probably be the key CS support tamer, being so generic and being really, really good. I do think that you want to pick up your copies of her as soon as possible. Now, coming down and through to get to our next base super rares, in 6th and 7th place respectively, about the same price range, at $3, almost $3 even, is Dianamon and Alphamon. These are 2 of the other stronger Digimon outside of the Omnimon in this set, both of these being really good generic CS support, as well as, you know, Alphamon can go in its own decks, being that minus 5,000, minus 5,000, minus 5,000. That's minus 15,000 that you could spread on the board however you like. You could do 5 here, 10 there, however you want to do it. This Alphamon is a really strong card, and I think it's being slept on. People need to watch out for it. And then Dianamon is just so generic, so good. You can run her in any blue deck. She does get put back in her own archetype too, which I do foresee a hit coming out on this deck. I know a lot of people probably don't want to know, you know, think about that, but I think that is going to get hit. Though that deck has got to get something touched on it. 2, 4, 6, 7. All right, coming in 8th and 9th place, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8th, 9th, and 10th place are going to be Digimon, which is cool, but they are a big drop off too. We are going under $3, and all of these are about $1 a piece. Naya Bootmon, Airymon, and Ult Force Featuremon all being at about $1, bringing up 8th, 9th, and 10th place. Kind of surprising because they're both You know, Nia Bootmon being here, I can understand that because it is very specific and really only meant for one particular deck. But the Ariamon is very, very powerful. I know that my brother's working on his list for this. I've seen a lot of people playing this card. And even though I think the issue is you only need 1 or 2 of it in decks, a lot of people aren't running many more of that in their decks. But she is really, really powerful. And then Old Force, I don't know how. Like, this is only $1. Where are all the Alt Force fans? I really thought the Alt Force was going to be like a $5 or $6 super rare from the set and stay that and not go down. And I really only want to touch on the top 10, but Leopardmon Ace also being on $1. It's crazy. I would pick up, excuse me, both of these super rares in play sets because Leopardmon Ace is so generic. It is going to be played in all the Royal Knight decks. So will Old Force Featuremon Ace. Both of these cards are very, very powerful. And maybe a lot of people are seeing that the Royal Knight deck is going to get some hints, but even whatever gets hit in it, the deck will still be very, very powerful and not going anywhere, right? But that is going to be the video. You can see here the most popular sellers from Cybereden with a lot of listings are your Kyoko, Karime, Ornusmon, Lunamon, Syndromon, and it really looks like a lot of people are just, you know, looking to pick up singles for the set and not buy boxes. Kyoko still being the best-selling single from the set in general, followed up by Sayo, Dianamon Altar, Omnimon Altar, and other cards as well, right? I do think that this is a really good set to buy. Market price for the box is $73. Try and buy from your local game stores if you can, even if it means that they are a little more expensive. I am definitely a proponent of supporting your local game stores, but these boxes are worth picking up no matter what you're paying for them because they're really good. They're really, really good boxes. You can get so many hits in these things, and I do think that if you're interested in any of these tamers, this archetype altogether, I think that this box will start going back up in price once other things come out to support CS Straight, because this is the set that really determines how well the CS cards are going to be, and I think from what we've seen on here, they are going to be really strong, and a lot of people are going to want to play these decks, and this is the base set for it, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. Peace.